The Galactic Dominion was vast, an empire of oppression that spanned countless star systems. For centuries, it thrived on subjugation, feeding off the resources and labor of enslaved worlds. Earth, a relatively new member of the Dominion, had been spared the brunt of its tyranny for a time. That changed when the Dominion came for Elysium, Earth's most prosperous colony. Elysium was a marvel of human ingenuity, a planet terraformed into a lush haven. Its people lived in peace, cultivating a thriving economy and rich culture. But to the Dominion, Elysium was a jewel to plunder. The invasion came without warning. Dominion warships descended on Elysium in a storm of fire, obliterating cities and enslaving its people. Earth's pleas for negotiation were ignored, their calls for mercy met with silence. The Galactic Dominion didn't just conquer, they broke spirits and erased legacies. On Earth, the heartache was palpable. News of Elysium's fall spread like wildfire, igniting anger and despair across the planet. Families wept for loved ones taken, while leaders grappled with the devastating realization that they were powerless to stop the Dominion's advance. In the halls of the United Earth Alliance, debates raged. Some advocated surrender, arguing that resistance would lead to humanity's complete annihilation. Others demanded retribution, their anger drowning out reason. Amid the chaos, Commander Erin Callen, a rising star in Earth's fledgling defense force, stood up. "We can't undo what's been done," she said, her voice steady but filled with fire. "But we can make sure Elysium wasn't taken in vain. If the Dominion thinks humanity will cower, they're wrong. We'll fight, not just for us, but for everyone who's suffered under their rule." Earth's heartache became a rallying cry. The pain of Elysium's loss united humanity in a way nothing ever had. Scientists, engineers, and strategists worked day and night to prepare for the inevitable. The result was the Dawnfire Fleet, a collection of warships built not for conquest, but for rebellion. Each ship was designed for speed, adaptability, and precision strikes, traits that could counter the Dominion's overwhelming force. At the heart of the fleet was the Resolute Star, a command ship equipped with the Nova Core, an energy weapon capable of disrupting entire fleets. But Earth knew it couldn't fight alone. Humanity's leaders reached out to other oppressed species, seeking allies in the struggle. The response was hesitant at first. Many had been crushed by the Dominion and saw no point in resistance. Then came the broadcast. From the bridge of the Resolute Star, Commander Callen addressed the galaxy. Behind her, images of Elysium's devastation played, a stark reminder of the Dominion's cruelty. "We are not the first to feel the sting of the Dominion's tyranny," she said, "but we refuse to be the last. To every world that has suffered, to every voice that has been silenced, stand with us. Together we can end their reign." The broadcast ignited something no one had anticipated. Across the galaxy, oppressed civilizations saw humanity's defiance and found hope. Messages flooded in. Small fleets, guerrilla fighters, and entire planets pledged their support. One of the first to join was the Thalkar Resistance, a group of warriors whose homeworld had been enslaved for generations. Their leader, Kale Thranis, met with Callen on board the Resolute Star. "You speak of rebellion," Kyle said, his voice heavy with skepticism. "But do you understand what that means? The Dominion crushes rebellion without mercy." Callen met his gaze. "I understand loss, Kale. I've seen my people weep for what's been taken. I've seen their pain turn to determination. The Dominion may have strength, but they've never faced unity like this." Kale's mandibles clicked in thought before he extended a clawed hand. "Then let us show them the power of unity." As alliances formed, the Dominion began to take notice. On their throne world of Vraxis, the Dominion's Supreme Chancellor, Malvaris Kane, addressed his generals. "These uprisings are nothing but sparks," he said with a dismissive wave. "Crush them before they become a fire." But Kane underestimated the depth of the rebellion. The first strike came on Elysium. The Dawnfire Fleet, bolstered by its new allies, launched a daring assault on the Dominion's garrison. The plan wasn't to retake the colony. It was to send a message. The fleet struck like lightning, disabling Dominion strongholds and freeing thousands of captives. The sight of the Resolute Star soaring through the skies of Elysium became a beacon of hope for those still enslaved. As the fleet retreated to safety, Callen sent a final broadcast to the Dominion. "This is only the beginning," she declared. "For every world you've taken, for every life you've destroyed, your time is over." Earth's heartache had sparked something unstoppable. The Dominion was no stranger to uprisings. Over centuries, countless rebellions had flared and been extinguished with brutal efficiency. But this was different. Earth's defiance wasn't a lone cry in the dark. It was a rallying call that reverberated across the galaxy. From the Thalkar warriors to the enigmatic Lyran mystics, species once thought too broken to resist now stood together under a united banner. Their fleets, though mismatched and cobbled together, moved with a singular purpose: to topple the Galactic Dominion. On the Dominion's throne world of Vraxis, Supreme Chancellor Malvarus Cain grew impatient. Reports of skirmishes across multiple systems filled the council chambers. Supply lines were disrupted, garrisons overwhelmed, and entire sectors slipping from Dominion control. "These rebels are an infestation," Cain growled. "But we are the cure. Deploy the Purifier Fleet and burn their strongholds to ash. Let them learn the price of resistance." The Purifier Fleet was the Dominion's most fearsome weapon. Massive dreadnoughts bristling with firepower moved toward the heart of the rebellion's operations, targeting Epsilon Nebula, a crucial hub where the rebel forces had established their command base. Commander Erin Callen, aboard the Resolute Star, received word of the fleet's approach. The rebels had fortified their position, but against the Purifier Fleet no amount of defenses would hold. "We can't let them pin us down here," said Kael Thranis, the Thalkar resistance leader. "If they destroy the Nebula base, the Alliance will crumble." Callen nodded, her mind already racing through strategies. "We won't hold the line, we'll break it. Gather the fleet. It's time for Operation Starlance." Operation Starlance was a plan born of necessity and ingenuity. The rebel fleet would lure the Purifier Fleet into the Epsilon Nebula's dense ion clouds, where sensors and communications would be scrambled. Once disoriented, the rebels would strike from the shadows, targeting the dreadnought's weak points. As the Purifier Fleet entered the nebula, their sensors flickered and failed. On the bridge of the Resolute Star, Callen gave the order: "All ships engage the Starlance protocol. Let's show them what desperation looks like." The rebels moved like wraiths through the nebula, their ships darting in and out of the ion clouds. The Resolute Star led the charge, its Nova core firing disruptive energy pulses that disabled Dominion shields. Smaller vessels swarmed the dreadnoughts, targeting their engines and weapon systems with surgical precision. The Dominion, accustomed to overwhelming their enemies with brute force, floundered in the face of such chaos. On board the Crimson Sovereign, the flagship of the Purifier Fleet, Admiral Dreven snarled in frustration. "How are these rebels outmaneuvering us? Deploy the extermination drones." Hundreds of extermination drones launched from the Dominion dreadnoughts, their razor-sharp appendages designed to tear through smaller ships. But the rebels were ready. Hidden within the nebula were mines that detonated as the drones approached, creating a cascade of explosions that crippled the Dominion's assault. Kael Thranis, commanding a strike team aboard the Iron Talon, contacted Callen. "Their formations are breaking. Now's the time to push." Callen's voice was calm but firm. "All ships, focus fire on the Crimson Sovereign. Take out their command, and the rest will fall." The Resolute Star and its allies converged on the flagship, their weapons tearing through its shields. The Nova core delivered the final blow, a concentrated energy burst that struck the dreadnought's reactor. The Crimson Sovereign exploded in a blinding flash, sending shockwaves through the nebula. With their command ship destroyed, the remaining Dominion forces retreated, their once mighty fleet reduced to wreckage. The victory at Epsilon Nebula was a turning point. The Dominion's aura of invincibility was shattered, and the rebellion gained momentum. More species flocked to the cause, inspired by humanity's courage and determination. Supreme Chancellor Cain watched the reports with cold fury. "This rebellion has gone on long enough," he spat. "If they want to fight like animals, then we will treat them as such. Activate the Annihilator Protocol." The Annihilator Protocol was the Dominion's last resort, a weapon designed to obliterate entire star systems. Its activation sent shockwaves of fear across the galaxy, but the rebels didn't falter. On the bridge of the Resolute Star, Callen addressed her allies. "We've come too far to stop now," she said. "The Dominion thinks they can break us, but they don't understand what drives us. Elysium wasn't just a loss, it was a beginning. For every life they've taken, for every world they've destroyed, we will show them the strength of unity." The final battle took place above the scorched world of Meridian Prime, where the Dominion had built the Annihilator. The rebels launched a full-scale assault, their combined fleets clashing with the Dominion's remaining forces. Callen led the charge, the Resolute Star targeting the Annihilator's power core, while Allied ships held off the Dominion's defense. The battle was fierce, but the rebels' unity and ingenuity carried the day. In a climactic strike, the Nova core fired directly into the Annihilator's core, triggering a chain reaction that destroyed the weapon and the Dominion's remaining forces. The Dominion's grip on the galaxy was broken. World by world, its territories declared independence, inspired by the rebellion's victory. Humanity, once seen as insignificant, had sparked a revolution that reshaped the galaxy. Their heartache had fueled a rebellion, and their courage had built a future where freedom was possible for all. Earth's loss became the galaxy's liberation.